Film Crush 208 podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome. My name is Sarah and this is Daniel. Hello. We have Joey over here.
Hi.
She also likes
Panera.
Yes.
Okay,
Big fan.
but you actually do spray tan. So you're bright and bronzed.
Yes.
Okay. And you are.
Which is words you could use to describe us today.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got spray tan by Joey.
That is something. She reached out and was like, hey, it'd be cute to go and get some spray tans.
Yes.
And I was like, that would be cute.
it would be.
And then
you
Dan
guys
was
look
like,
so good.
I've never had a spray tan. And I'm like, what about Dan?
Of course.
I mean, I didn't want to be the only like pale one
Yeah,
on
he's
here.
like so pale in between us, actually. That could have been the before and after.
Yeah.
though, I
Before and
guess.
after. No, I never just want to like offer to like tan the men because I know some men are like, well, now I have to, and so I never want to like push it. But I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. I think more men want a tan
Yeah.
than
They might just
they're
not say
like
it.
expressing. I think
Yeah.
they do want to.
I think a lot of them like.
Why
they
would you not
see-
want to?
Yeah, they see girlfriends or like their wives do it, and then they're like, oh. That's what I look like compared. Oh, and
Right?
then they come in and
Versus
they're
like
okay.
the judgment. It's almost like when you have like your boyfriend and you
Mhm.
like start dating and then you start doing his skincare.
Yeah.
And then now he has
exactly.
a skincare routine.
Exactly.
And now he's like pampering himself a little more.
Do you have a routine now?
Yeah,
I'm so proud of
I
you.
do. Yep. Mhm.
I talked my husband into like face wash and lotion. That's as far as we've gone. We're only a year in though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of just trying all the random things
Well,
that she
it's,
had.
it's all of my things that he's
sure.
so that's a
Yeah.
bittersweet for
Yeah.
me, but
And then they realize the prices of it, and
yes,
they're like,
I'm like,
"Vacation."
I'm
They're
like, how
expensive,
much
yeah.
did you use of that $50 bottle?
yeah. He's over there just like
no,
pumping.
literally, he's like, what? Like,
I don't do that. That's like Eve.
mm?
I don't do that. She's
We've
lying.
learned.
She's lying. We've never done that.
Okay, so tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How did you get into your business?
Okay.
A little background about you.
So I moved around a lot growing up. I'm originally from Georgia, Ohio, Washington. Lived in Hawaii for like a year there, but Washington, Oregon, Montana, literally everywhere.
You've really jumped around.
Yeah, parents just liked moving. Everyone's like military. I'm like, no.
That was me too. I was
Yeah.
like, I never stayed in a place more than 3 years.
Literally, like this is the longest I've ever been anywhere, and it's been since 2022, 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are we going next?
Literally. Ready to pack up your house and
Like
start
just
selling
because
things.
of
Exactly.
work,
Yeah,
just different jobs, and
for
just
funsies.
just for
My
fun?
dad-
Funsies?
just cause.
Yeah, my dad, he travels for work.
Okay.
And so he just had to be, I think it's within like 2 hours of an airport. So we could go anywhere.
Is he a pilot?
No, he teaches computer software.
Oh, cool.
So he like flies to like areas and teaches.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's confusing.
Well, it sounds like he has a complex, important job.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
But we just had to be near an airport. And so my parents were like, yeah,
That's
let's
kinda
go
nice,
here.
though, for
Let's go
you.
here. And like our grandparents would like have like a summer house in Washington. And we were like, well, let's just go to Washington. Let's just move there. And
Okay.
yeah,
Just enjoying life.
Yeah.
exactly.
That sounds nice.
Why not?
Honestly,
I like your style.
I look back at my childhood and I think that's important. Like,
Yeah.
sure, in the moments, it can be like bittersweet.
Yeah, because
But,
like,
like,
you're leaving.
Yeah.
it's
But when
also-
you look back, you're like, you met so many different people and it's like,
Exactly.
it's a personality builder.
Yeah, yeah. Like I had to get the personality somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I came out to Idaho originally for college. I went to BYU, Idaho. I majored in marketing, business,
Oh, okay.
all of that stuff, and then I ended up finding my husband. We met on Mutual, little Mormon dating app.
At
yeah.
BYU.
He
Mutual?
wasn't going there.
Oh.
I've never heard of it. Okay.
Yeah, we're not in the BYU dating scene.
Yeah, we are not.
It's like Tinder
Is it a
for
good
Mormons.
app? Yeah.
No.
Well, it worked for you. Yeah.
You find some sketchy people. I actually
Yeah.
ended up deleting the app like right after I texted my now husband like my phone number. I ended up deleting the app because I went on like horrible dates and like it's so sketchy. And then he messaged me and I was
Interesting
like,
for a Mormon app.
oh my gosh, yeah, they're little horn dogs over there. Like it's
Oh,
crazy.
I bet it's an interesting market.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, literally. And
Oh
they're
no,
all,
not
like-
that market
You
too.
want what you can't have, and then that's
all they
what
want.
they can't have.
That's how it is. And so, yeah, we met on Mutual,
Bunch
and
of
then
innocent little kids.
I ended up dropping out of BYU, Idaho. I was just like, I took almost all of like the marketing classes
Okay.
and things like that. I just had like generals and religion courses left, and I was like, I'm over it. And so
What year was that in college?
I was going into my junior year.
Okay.
Okay.
So I literally started out taking like all of like the senior marketing courses.
Like
I don't
everything
know-
you could get into there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, I'm gonna learn all this stuff because I knew I wanted to start a business. I didn't know what.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I want to do this. And so I ended up marrying my husband, and then like 2 months after that, I was just scrolling on my feed and I saw, do you know Poppy teeth whitening?
We've heard
Mhm.
people have
Yes.
mentioned Poppy teeth
Yes,
whitening
it's where
before.
everyone here gets
Yep.
trained.
Yep. Mhm.
She was doing like a little retreat for just like girls to learn and everything like that. And I was like, so Stockton, I have this and I'm gonna sign up, and yeah.
Interesting. So it was like a go away somewhere and learn the
it was
course at
just
the
like
same time.
3 days.
Oh, okay.
2 or 3 days, and it was just in Rexburg.
Okay.
And so we just like went up there, and I think it was like 2 or 3 5-hour days. You were just there, you learned it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was cute. It was like a fun little thing. And so I learned
Yeah.
how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then growing up out of the States, I'm gonna jump around here a
Go
minute.
for it.
Okay.
Go
Sorry
for
it.
if
Like your
anyone's
life.
confused.
Go for it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I had never self-tanned, never done
Yeah.
any of that. It's not that huge of a thing. It is in
It's-
Georgia, but it's not.
In niche places, sure, but
Mhm.
everywhere, no.
Yeah, like Washington, Oregon, no one self-tans or anything. Everyone walks around pale. Disgusting. No, I'm just kidding. But so I had learned self-tanning from like one of my roommates. Got
Here at BYU.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got so addicted to it. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I got a spray tan for my wedding, and I was like, okay, I need to learn how to do this, whether it's for myself or whether I start doing it for other people. And so after learning teeth whitening, I was like, we can do like a whole business through here. We can get people bright. We can get them blonde. Like,
Yeah.
it just kind of worked. And so I learned, I got trained in spray tanning, and now we're here.
That's awesome.
How long did the spray tanning training take?
It was only like 3 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cool. So-
Solid.
it's just kind of learn how to use the machine, learn how to spray.
So now
people.
after that, it's like getting all these skills that you're having to invest and learn in, and now it's like using them.
Yeah.
Now creating a business from these skills. It's like
Yeah.
the next step.
Yeah, and so doing marketing and whatnot for BYU, I like knew how to do marketing, but there it's more for like big businesses and already established.
Mhm.
It was-
You're like,
and
where
It's
do I
different when you
start?
apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how do I start? Okay, we'll just make an Instagram account, see what happens. And my favorite part was always the social media marketing, and so that's kind of where I go. It's all the social
Thankfully,
media.
that's like kind of king at the moment. It's like a lot of social media marketing.
Oh
so.
yeah.
So what'd you do at first?
Yeah.
To start promoting yourself?
So I was doing the Instagrams, and I would reach out to a lot of like cheer teams and
That's a good idea.
a lot of prom girls and
Yeah.
stuff like that. A lot of my friends, like I had a couple friends getting married and who had like sisters in high school and things like that. So I was like, free tans basically is
Yeah.
how it all starts.
Yeah.
You got to start with
Some publicity here.
exactly. And
attention.
so I was doing like I was just spray tanning like cheer teams or yeah, just prom.
And like
fans.
low key, that's
Smart to
just also
message
good practice
teams.
too, though. Because
Exactly.
then you're like offering all these free tans. Like
Yeah.
you're not having to be stressed yourself, being like, oh my gosh, I like did a $50 tan and now they're like bitching about it.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
like
you gotta.
you got what you got, but like
And we had a couple
Perks
rough
of
ones,
it's great.
especially like starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, girl, it was free. I need you to calm down. But like,
yeah,
Yeah.
like
it was
you,
it was always like spray tans are pretty easy to get off. Like you can just dish
and they're
soap or
easy to mess up
exfoliate.
too.
Yeah, exactly. And so we had a couple rough patches there, but I feel like it also started so much time and effort went into starting it because everyone around here uses different spray tan solutions.
Sure.
Like that's what the
I was
brand-
curious about that when
That's
we
what
did
differentiates
yours.
you, or is it?
part of it, yeah. And so there's oh my gosh, there's like 50 different companies that do spray tan solutions. And a lot of them they'll give you like a little 2-ounce bottle and they're like, here, go try it. Like all of
Like
that
a
stuff.
tester beforehand. Okay.
So I had like all of my sisters come to town. I had so many people and I was just trying all of the tans. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
how do you like this one? Okay, tell me more about it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
literally.
like, tell me everything about it. We're going to try to get it going correct and that sort of thing. And then I found the solution that I now use. It took me like 8 months to find
Of
this.
testing.
Yeah, it's a process. Because I was using like a different solution before, just like on everyone, and then we found this one.
Well, it's cool that you were testing that intentionally and not just like as you were making mistakes, being like, oh, I got to change now.
Yeah.
Like you were proactive about it. And
Yeah,
getting ahead.
I there was a moment and I had like one leg one, another leg the other, and like each
Like
limb.
each limb to
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's necessary.
So there was a lot of fun days going into work, and I was like, am I orange? I'm not, but I am.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your part-time job then on the side? Do you have
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
full-time
so
main hustle?
I work full time at a counseling center right
Okay.
now.
Very nice.
I'm a receptionist there, and
Okay.
then I do this after work or before work, lunch break, literally anytime.
Yeah.
What a nice side hustle, though.
Yeah.
Pretty like minimal setup. I mean, you had the tent and stuff, but
Yeah,
like,
it's easy.
Do you go
yeah.
to people or
Compared
do
to
they
other
mainly come
things.
to you? Because that's a lot more work if you're going to someone.
I go to someone. I go to girls like when they ask, and a lot of it is because I do it out of my house right now.
Yeah.
And some girls are uncomfortable with that, which I get. I feel like I would be too. Like middle of Ryrie, like you guys went there. It's middle
Yeah,
of
you're
Ryrie.
like, where am I?
Yeah, and so I'll go two girls as well. So I'll just like pack up all my stuff, take it with
Yeah,
me.
like a tanning party.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those like little Galentine's tanning parties. I love them.
That's
or,
fun.
Like bridal parties,
Yeah, that's a solid
little
idea.
bachelorette.
Yeah.
I feel like I
That'd
would
be-
try. I don't know. I didn't think it was sketchy going to a house.
Okay, yeah,
I feel like if you go to a business, like a bigger business, you're gonna expect to pay more.
yeah.
I would
That's
assume.
true.
That's
like you're
the
going to
thing.
expect
Yeah.
a brick and mortar price.
So, like,
Yeah.
that'd be
If
fine.
that's
And I keep my prices like I think I might be like one of the cheaper in the area right now.
when did you start?
I started last January officially doing
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
And so it's been about a year and a couple months. But I keep my prices low because I want I'm pretty new at it still.
Yeah.
Like it's only
Like
been
just for your own skill and
Yeah.
exactly.
mental.
I also don't make a ton from it because I don't need to. I have a full-time job. My husband works full-time. Like we're fine.
So you're playing money here.
You're
just little
enjoying
savings
it.
or-
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
our
Happy
vacation
time.
money. It's our let's go to dinner and yeah.
Yeah.
But and I also do it out of my house. Like if I were to go get a suite, they're expensive. Like
And now you're
that's-
like, I have to pay $500 a month.
Yeah.
Every month. And now you're like, oh, now I have to do this many spray tans this month.
Yep. And then
hustle
I would
do
have
it.
to raise my
Yeah.
prices because
Yeah.
right now I'm like not making a lot for each
to
stand
pay
I do.
off that
Yeah.
rent. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the girls that I do are like, yeah, no, like once they come and they like get to know me, I'm like, I'm not sketchy. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
Yeah.
They would be fine with
Yeah.
the expectations.
and also doing it out of my house, I can choose my own hours. Like I can do a tan at midnight if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I can do it at 5 a.m. I can
100%.
And
Yeah,
so-
right. You're not stuck into like store hours, which is the whole reason you're doing it as a side hustle to have
Yeah.
the freedom. And
Yeah. And I've reached out to like a couple girls about suites. I'm like, okay, what are the prices? What are the hours I'd be able to do it? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, 8 to 5. And I'm like, okay, I work 8 to 5.
Really? They
every
would
day.
limit you 8 to 5? You couldn't do it on like
Because
your
normally you
own-
have to be like in there with someone else. They have the key to it. And like, granted, some are like, yeah, you'll have a
Sure.
key. And I'm like, I don't want to do that alone. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little different for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, doing it at home seems like the way to go for what
yeah,
you're doing.
it's great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Just convenience for
Yes.
sure.
Because you can still grow and have a ton of people coming through, and
yeah.
your neighbors are going to think you're like a drug dealer or something.
Oh my gosh.
But
One of them asked me the
Really?
other day, and she was like, "What? Do you just like have like parties or like what's going on?"
Because
over
everyone
here?"
just like comes in and like
Everyone
walks
comes
out.
in, walks out 30 minutes later, and they're just like, they come in super pale, they leave super dark. And I'm like, you know
and
what?
everyone's like in baggy clothes and like all kind of like
Yes.
dressed funny.
and my neighbor who was
that's a good
asking
cover
about
for
it.
a drug dealer, though.
to be a spray tanner.
You spray tan. You just
Breaking
got to
Bad.
you have to spray tan everyone, but
Yeah, everyone has
everyone
to get
here's
a
your
spray
stuff.
tan.
We'll just do like the hands in the face. No one needs to know the rest.
So funny that you had a neighbor ask.
Yeah, and she was like, she's my old neighbor next to me. Like
You
she's
should
like,
have told
She's
her.
watching
You
all
should have
day.
said selling
yeah,
drugs.
and so I had to explain spray tanning to her. Oh, that was horrible.
You're like, do you want a spray tan?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, my grandkids might want that," and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, listen, whenever they want to. But
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of like marketplace where you don't want people coming to your house, but
yeah,
But sometimes it's convenient.
Yeah.
It is. And like
You're just doing the spray tan with like a gun in your waist so people know. don't fuck with me.
yeah, no,
She just
it's
got a 9mm sticking out of her hip.
it's so scary because like my husband, like we have a Ring camera. Thank goodness. That's like, yeah, but just giving people like your address that like you don't know.
Totally.
Oh, it's so scary.
That's true.
That's why
so
you have to
that's
move
that's
frequently.
a thing for. She's like every 2 years gotta relocate. Everyone knows my address now.
Yeah.
literally. And I'm like, I can't have it just like on the website or on
No,
there.
but that's actually such a great point for something to talk about of like the pros and cons of like literally doing it at your home, but now of like giving out your address to people and like what's posted on the website. I didn't think about that.
I did have it on my website for like the first 2 months, and then I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I just posting? Because I will like look it up, like even my name. Like you look up my name online and it comes up with my website. And
then
like
your
one of the
address.
first things is my address. And I was
Oh,
like, let's
scary.
take that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's scary. But
yeah.
yeah.
Because that is true. Because when we were messaging and I was thinking, like, where am I going? Because I couldn't find like, where I was going.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or all of girls, like the first text that they send is like, where are you located? And I'm like, okay, hey, are you wanting a tan? Like,
Yeah.
please tell me your intentions here because it's a little scary.
Right? I'm like, I guess you can always add in there like in Ryrie.
Yeah.
Like just like a
And I do. I'm like,
rough-
hey, I do it out of my house in
rough in
Ryrie.
Ryrie.
Just give them
but
your
I also do
neighbor's
mobile.
address.
Yeah, you just do the house across the street.
That way you can.
And then when they get there, you're like, actually, it's this number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
You look
like,
safe.
oh yeah,
Come over.
It's the white one.
They look sketchy. You're like, oh, wrong place. I'm actually in.
Wrong place.
I moved.
Yeah, I moved.
Yeah.
Took too long and moved.
Okay, so
late.
what are your next steps, do you think? So you're like a year and a half in with this. Are you?
So right now we're just we're just going with what we're at right now. In the next like year or so, I'm wanting to stop and do this full time.
Okay.
So quit my job and just start doing this
Yeah.
full time. Wanting to get a suite eventually here. I'm not sure. I know down the road, like way down the road, I do want to start my own like tanning solution line, just because I've seen all of the other
Sure.
I've tried all of like the other products and whatnot, and I'm like, I feel like some of these are a little different, and I feel like I could make them better, right? Because even right now, like
You know
I
what's
have,
missing.
yeah, I have the solution I use, but I still do like little additives in them to like I
Sure.
do like a blue drop in them and like what depending on like the person that I'm tanning.
That's what I was wondering about because we have filmed a course for someone who was selling spray tanning courses. So we joke that we're like spray tan certified.
Yeah, basically.
And so I was thinking about like the different colorings and like because of the different sprays and like there is
there's
different
so many.
colors and tones and things that you can use to customize that.
Yeah, so there's like the brown based ones, there's the red based, there's violet, olive.
Yeah, the purple and blue undertones.
Yeah, and it gets really confusing.
Yeah.
But it's all dependent on your starting point
Yeah.
and where you're starting at. So for like if someone's like really pale, doesn't tan very easily, you want to do a green base. If someone's a little darker, tans a little easier, then you would do a violet based. And it kind of just, you mix and match. You got to mix your own solutions.
So that would be a really cool product to make like your own like mix and match line,
There's-
like a perfect, like a kit.
Exactly.
That would be really cool.
Because right now I have like the
Sounds
bases
dangerous.
that I use.
Well, this is for professionals.
Yeah.
This is the hope.
Yeah.
I could do it and, you know, turn myself a crazy color probably, but
That could be fun.
you never know.
New plan.
Testing.
Yeah, so I'm wanting to start a whole line. I feel like it would be really fun, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of
It is.
stuff.
It's a chunk of money and investment and time and but that would be a solid idea. We always talk about like commerce. Having a product would be really nice to have.
Yeah.
It has to be a good product. It has to be solving an issue and not make you go broke and make sense. But it'd be really cool to have like that kind of thing on the side that hopefully you can make some money.
Yeah.
While you
That
sleep.
and like merch. I want to do
Yes.
merch. I want to do a like a little set, like a tanning set, like sweats.
That would be
A
cute.
little sweatshirt that girls
Yeah.
can come get tanned in and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah, why is that not more of a thing? Just
exactly.
like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like a really loose fitting one.
Yeah.
And then you have your marketing background, so that
Yeah.
once you've got this going, then we can just really push that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except now you got to find out how to get everything here in the U.S. because of that whole
all of our tariffs and crap.
Like it's
all that fun stuff.
yeah. It's crazy. Because a lot of the people that we've had on here are product people.
And they've told us that. We were talking to one yesterday, and she was saying that like she is getting affected. Like it's going up like 36% or something in her prices.
Yeah. Where it's like, why doesn't that just affect the bigger companies? Like, why are you doing that to a small business? Are you
And I feel
kidding
like
me?
it affects the small businesses.
Yeah,
the
all the
worst.
little
yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because like all the big companies, they got money to spare. They're just throwing it out the door. But like the little guys, it's like
Because it was when prices are competitive that you're okay, like you want to go for the local or maybe like the more like independent brands. But I mean, if it's that significant of a price difference, people might just
It's hard to
justify. You might be like, all right, I'm going to go with the cheap big brand.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's messed up.
Like even like think coffee shops,
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
Sure.
they're having to raise their prices everywhere around here is.
Yeah.
But like
I think about that beans. Well, where's the tariff on? Is it
I think it's literally anything not in the US.
really?
Is that
it
what
everywhere?
it is?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think
Or is it just Chinese goods?
I don't know.
I don't know.
yeah, I've heard
I need to
heard
be
it's
more
for, like, the
educated.
Yeah, I've heard it's like the Chinese goods, but I think it might.
Google it. Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're about to say the wrong thing. We're
I
about
know,
to get
right?
canceled.
I know. We have the general idea of how.
Yeah,
Definitely. And we know people are being affected.
Yes, that's as far as we've gotten.
Oh, it seems like it's a ton of different partners at different amounts.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Just all
isn't like
over.
the Swedes. Aren't we doing something crazy with them?
Are we?
I guess if someone has a tariff on us, we're trying to do a reciprocal tariff, but maybe worse on them. I think that's what it is.
That
is
sounds
what
like
they're
something we
Double
would
down.
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds-
that's what this article might be saying. It's called so-called reciprocal tariffs.
Oh, perfect.
That
So they're
sounds like
all
the
kind of
solution.
a little bit all over the place.
Oh, perfect.
Love that for us.
Interesting. So yeah, no, it's
So no logic.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know
Just that
how
you
much
have
the
to,
costs are going to be
yeah, just that you have to be
affecting our
creative
business
with
later
like
in life.
where you get your products made now, a little bit
Yeah.
more so than because before I mean everywhere that we've looked when we've looked try to start a product, you
Yeah.
just like Google it and it's always like a Chinese brand that
Yeah.
or like corporation that comes up. And
Yeah. Or it's one that'll like mail it to one here and then you get it from them. Like it goes through like multiple people.
Definitely a chain there.
Interesting. It'll be curious to see how this like affects everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for someone who's wanting to pursue their passion or start a business?
Just do it. Like the worst that happens is it doesn't go great. And then you keep going. Like it you know.
It's
Then
true.
you move.
You start at rock bottom. You can't get worse. It can only go up. Like
Uh-huh.
It's true. I guess you are at rock bottom, like when
Yeah.
you're starting, low
Yeah.
key. Like you're at zero.
Yeah. Negative most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You literally cannot it cannot get worse.
I'm paying
can
you to
only-
do the spray tan.
Yes, exactly.
Literally. Let me spray tan you.
Uh-huh.
New idea. New
Yeah.
idea. You come, you spray tan.
Yeah. yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, that would be funny.
No,
Yeah.
was there ever a point in this past year and a half that you felt like maybe I want to stop, or has it just been constant like progressive growth?
It filled your cup enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has filled my cup enough. I feel like there has been moments of like burnout and just like doing too much because I work. Let's see, I gotta get to work at 7, so I work from 7 to 5, and normally I do my first tan
Oh my
at 5:30
goodness.
until 9 p.m. And
Really?
So, yeah, like and later than that if
And that's a
girls
lot of
need
tans because you do them fast. Like
Yeah,
that's-
about 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah,
So, like, do you regularly have people lined up after work?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
most-
that is tiring. 7 a.m.
You come home and someone's at your door. You're like, oh,
That's happened before, and I'm like, hey.
it's nice, but
Luckily,
like,
And you're
luckily it
just
was
like,
a girl
"I'm
I
so
knew, and I was
tired."
like, guys, I just came home from work. I'm sorry, you're beating me there.
yeah,
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's rough, but it's so fun though. Like literally, I feel like it fills my cup every time I tan someone, just because like I'm a big girls girl. Like talking to someone and like things
Yeah.
like that, it fills my cup. And
Yeah.
so, when I come home and like I see girls and I'm just able to tan them and we're just able to like little chit chat
Yeah.
and like
That is nice.
do our little thing, talk our
Yeah.
shit. It's so great.
Mhm.
I love it. And so that just fills my cup
Yeah.
right there.
Which
it's
is
nice to have that.
Because sometimes, like, as a business owner, you can like lose those things. Like, you
Yeah.
can lose having like close friendships or like connections and stuff with people. So that's nice that you can get those like little tidbits of like some good connection in the middle there.
Exactly. I love it. And like, especially like you were saying with like friends and like tanning friends and things like that. I do want to bring this up as like a piece of advice is like the people closest to you are the ones that are going to tip you the most. And the people that just like want free tans or want this and are like, oh my gosh, now that you tan, you can tan me like whenever. And like, it can be for free. Like, are they supporting you as much as you're wanting? Because like the people closest to you that want to support you will.
That's solid advice. I think that's solid advice for
don't chase those people who are not
businesses.
Yeah.
Because we've experienced similar, like in the photographer world.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of one of those things where like, oh, it's like super easy
my
for
friend
you.
can just
Like it's
photograph
pretty
my
easy.
entire wedding for free.
Yeah.
Like that's not how that
this
works.
is no big deal. But like they don't realize like the stress they're putting on you slash like this is my job. You know, like it's true. It's like that it's respecting your time.
Yes, definitely.
I guess that's just what it is. Like
respecting that you're trying to build a business.
Yeah.
Respecting that you're trying to do something more.
Yeah.
And some people just don't get that.
For sure.
And they're like, oh, well, now you do it. Now you know how to do it.
Usually people probably who don't have a business or haven't had a successful one.
100%. Honestly, it's probably people who are not entrepreneurs themselves. Like they don't understand that hustle and like that true internal pain of they're like, oh, like you just do that on the side. Like it's no big deal. And I'm like, oh, this is my livelihood.
Right.
I love seeing in like tanning girls.
How dare you?
I love seeing in tanning girls that like also have their own businesses because they get it. They're like, okay, if this time doesn't work for me, but I'll make it work. Like
totally,
I understand that like this is what you're doing, and like I love it because it's just reciprocated. Like that.
Truly humanizing a person, like respecting their time.
Yeah,
because people, it's surprising. Sometimes people don't do that.
Yeah,
like I think we're in such an automated, robotic world that sometimes they even think like the small businesses are also kind of like that too. And it's like, we aren't run like that. Like,
I'm like, my world does not revolve around you. I'm so sorry.
It's like, sure, like I am focusing on my business. I am doing that. But like, I can't respond in 2 seconds like an automated AI chat, you know?
Exactly.
It's just knowing that there's a real human back there.
Like we've had people in our DM like angrily message, like, so the message once like, hey, and then have a question. And then like literally the next day respond. And this happened multiple times. Angry. Like, oh, so you don't respond to your messages or, oh, like things like that where it's like, just
I'm
chill.
like, you just DM'd me saying, hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sitting here having conversations with randos in my DMs.
Like,
I'm not a
12-year-old.
Like, no, literally. I'm like, what?
Like
I'm like,
messaged
this
us
is a
and was like-
business. Tell me, ask me your question.
Yes.
What do you want?
Like that guy that messaged us and just said, what's good, King?
Yeah.
But like nothing else. And we were like, I don't know.
I'm like, how do I respond? I'm like, I'm like,
I'm not
tell
even-
me what you want. It's like a voicemail. Tell me what you want and a number to call you back. And if it'll work, it'll work.
Yes.
But then they respond and they're like, I didn't think you would be like that. Someone who wouldn't respond. And I'm like, well, I'm blocking you now because that is psychotic. Who would say that to someone?
Yeah. Not all business is good business. Thank you.
No, literally.
Like, no.
So great. Okay. So where can people look you up to get a tan?
So mainly I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
I am brightonbronze.co on Instagram. You can message me.
Okay.
I respond very.
And her address
She is not an AI chatbot, but
like, let me just say my address really quick. You can also come to my door.
Just come knock on my door. That's how you find me.
Exactly. So you can message me on Facebook. I make my husband check it for me once a month because I don't know how. Like I'm on there and like I have like a Facebook like marketplace posting just like about spray tans and everything.
Really?
Yeah. So if people message me on there, I don't know, like you go to like the marketplace tab on there and then you can see those and oh my goodness. I left my grandpa undelivered. He kept doing like the little pokes for like literally a year. And then
do they still do pokes on there?
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask.
Grandpa hasn't updated.
Grandpa. He should do your stuff for you
My
on Facebook.
stepmom had to text me and be like, "Hey, Gramps is poking you on Facebook like the
He
past
really wants to
year."
spray tan.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, oopsie. Sorry, Grandpa.
Yeah, sorry about it. Yeah.
Okay, so this has been Joey. find
spray
you at
tan
bronzed
artist.
and bright and bronzed.
Yeah, bright
I was
and
gonna say
bronzed.
Bright and
bronze and bright and bronzed.
Bright and bronzed.
So if you need a tan, you do teeth whitening then too. Then
I do.
We didn't talk too much about teeth whitening, but if you need teeth whitening from her also,
I love it. I
Great.
love both.
okay. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Of course.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
Bye.
Bye.